Today we'll be reading Sophie Washington, Queen of the Bee by Tonya Duncan Ellis. Chapter 9, R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Time whizzes by between the day I got my spelling list and the actual spelling. I stay as far away from Nathan as possible, like Granny Washington suggested. I won't waste any study time listening to his teasing. I review my list every day after school and make it through all the words. Dad promises me a surprise gift if I win. He and Mom quiz me whenever they can, and Cole puts down his Video Rangers book to try and help me study words on the way to school each morning. Here we go, I think, as I line up with 10 other 5th graders to compete. The school bee is being held in Xavier's library, and parents aren't allowed. The library is a small room with a flat green carpet on the floor. I used to pretend I was sitting in a meadow in the woods when we'd come here for story time in the kindergarten. We stand in front of a room, and students just watching sit across from us in our chairs around the long table. Nathan sports a sweater vest, along with his school Oxford and Navy pants, and some glasses that I've never seen him wear. I wear ribbons with my usual ponytails. I'm wearing the nicest skirt. I try to avoid Nathan on the way to the library, but no such luck. Getting nervous, Sophie, he teases. You should be. I know every word on the spelling list. There's no way you can beat me. I even know all the words from the 6th grade list. Whatever, I say, flipping my hand to dismiss them. I know all the words too, and they aren't even going to give us 6th grade words today anyway. We'll see what happens, he says. We enter the room and high-fives his friends, Carlos and Jack. I scope out the competition. Immediately, I rule out 3 of the kids. There's nothing to worry about. Joshua Smith, Cynthia Michelson, and Jose Cruz. They usually get average grades in spelling and rarely study for anything. Their parents must have made them sign up. Caleb Bishop, Olivia Dunbar, and Josiah Joseph and Kennedy Manuel are all decent students who might do all right if they studied. Mary Ma Asante is a mystery. Her family moved to Houston from Nigeria this past summer, so she is new to our school. I haven't had any classes with her. Her family moved to Houston from Nigeria this past summer, so she's new to our school. I haven't had any classes with her. She may give me a run for my money if I don't watch out. And last but not least, Mr. Know-It-All, Nathan Jones, whose main goal in life is to win this contest and get on my last nerve. I will say the word to you once, and then I'll say the word in a sentence, says Mrs. Green. I will say the word to you once, then I'll say the word in a sentence, says Mrs. Green. You may ask for a definition of the word if you need to know the meaning. You will then say the word, spell it, and finally say the word again. If you say any of the letters incorrectly, you must leave the contest. The top 2 spellers will go on to represent Xavier in the regional B. Best of luck to all of you. My heart pounds in my chest and my hands feel cold. Mrs. Green walks to the front of the line. Myrma Alsate is first, and I am 5th. Nathan is the last person in a row. I look out at the audience. Chloe, who is sitting in the front row tables, lined up, and the library gives me a smile. The 30 or so 5th graders who aren't competing in the contest are all there to watch the big event. Our assistant principal, Mr. Grayson, warns them to be extra quiet once the spelling bee begins or gets put in detention later in the week. The first word is born, says Mrs. Green. The calf was born in the barn. Born, says Myrma. B-O-R-N, born. That's correct, Mrs. Green replies. She goes on to give words to Joshua, Cynthia, Jose. As I expected, that didn't last long. Joshua spells poet, P-O-I-T, and Cynthia spells the R-S-T. Jose's downfall comes with the word chain, which he spells C-H-A-Y-N-E. Olivia misses the word jiffy, which surprises me since I know she spelled it correctly on our spelling test a few weeks ago. She must be really nervous. Next is my turn. Respect, said Mrs. Green. Do a good job and you'll command respect. Respect, I say, smiling. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Respect. Once I get through my first word, I feel my belly get warm and the jitters go away. I am on my way to winning the thing. I glance at Nathan out of the corner of my eye after I finish, but he doesn't react. We go through about 6 rounds after that, no one missing a word. Then they start dropping like flies. Oath, Mrs. Green says to Kennedy. The president took oath of the office. O-A-F-T-H. She answers slowly. I'm sorry, Kennedy, that's incorrect, Mrs. Green says. Oath is spelled O-A-T-H. Kennedy drops her head and takes her seat, and the bee continues. The kids misspelling words every few minutes. 15 minutes later, it was between me, Myrma, and Nathan. Terse, Mrs. Green says to me. The angry man was terse with the clerk. Terse. T-E-R-S-E. Terse. I spell back. Adjective. Mrs. Green says to Myrma. The school is an adjunct to the gymnasium. May I get a definition, please? Myrma asks. Adjunct means being nearby or in close proximity, says Miss Green. Adjunct. A-J-A-C-E-N-T. Adjunct, says Myrma. I'm sorry, but that you have spelled the word incorrectly. Mrs. Green says, you may take a seat. Mr. Know-it-all and I were now the last kid standing. Great job for making it this far, says Mrs. Green. You are the first and second place winners and will represent Xavier in the regional spelling bee. We will now do our final spell off to determine who will go to the champion of the school bee. Go Sophie, yells Chloe, ducking her head in the crowd so the principal can't see her. My knees begin to knock and my hands feel sweaty. We go through 5 more rounds. Then Mrs. Green says, gives Nathan the word magistrate. 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 He says, shifting his weight side to side. Can't believe it. Mr. Noel made a mistake. I'm sorry, Nathan, but that is incorrect, says Mrs. Green. Sophie, I'd like you to spell magistrate. If you can spell the word correctly, I will give you another word to spell to be named the champion. Nathan glares at me, but I ignore him. Magistrate. 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 I carefully spell. That's correct, says Mrs. Green. The word for the championship is intrigue. The mystery was full of intrigue. Intrigue, I say. INTRIGUE. Intrigue. That's correct, says Mrs. Green. The kids in the library go wild. They cheer, clap, and jump out of their seats. They are happy that I won, and even happier that I can stop sitting quietly. I can't believe it. I'm a champion of Xavier Academy, 5th grade spelling bee. All my hard work paid off. Nathan comes up and shakes my hand. Good job, Sophie. Don't count me out because I will be at the regional competition and I will beat you there. I took it easy on you today. Yeah, right, Nathan, I say, rolling my eyes. That boy is too much. Chloe rushes up and gives me a big hug. Way to go, spelling champion, she cheers. Then Mrs. Green hands me a trophy with a cute bubble head bee that says first place winner. She pulls me and Nathan aside to take pictures with our trophy and the principal. This is the best day ever. Can't wait to tell Mom and Dad. Thank you for being here today. And I read Chapter 9 of Sophie Washington, Queen of the Bee by Tonya Duncan Ellis. Goodbye.